Have you ever wondered what happens when someone finally asks the question everyone else has been avoiding? Could one honest conversation completely change the dynamic between three people searching for love? And what if the feelings that seemed obvious to everyone watching weren't quite as simple as they appeared? Relationships on reality television often become complicated not because of dramatic arguments, but because of the conversations that finally bring hidden emotions into the open. Sometimes a single question can reveal uncertainty, create unexpected clarity, or completely shift the direction of several relationships at once. That is exactly why this exclusive little singles clip has captured so much attention from viewers eager to understand what is really happening between Krista, Sammy, and Steph. In today's video, we're taking a closer look at the exclusive clip where Krista directly confronts Sammy about his feelings for Steph. We'll examine what led to this emotional conversation, how each person's perspective contributes to the situation, and why this particular moment has generated so much discussion among fans of the series. Rather than relying on rumors or online speculation, we'll focus on what is actually shown in the footage and the context provided by the show itself. As we break everything down, we'll explore the body language, the wording of the conversation, and the emotional reactions that make this scene so compelling. We'll also discuss why honest communication is often one of the biggest challenges in dating shows, where emotions develop quickly and relationships can change from one episode to the next. Whether this conversation ultimately strengthens existing connections or creates new complications remains part of the unfolding story. What makes the clip especially interesting is that it gives viewers a rare opportunity to see difficult questions addressed directly instead of being left to assumptions. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer understanding of what happened, why it matters, and what it could mean as the season continues. From the very beginning, Little Singles has centered on one simple but powerful idea: bringing together individuals who are genuinely looking for meaningful relationships while navigating the emotional highs and lows that come with dating. Unlike shows that focus only on dramatic confrontations, the series spends time exploring personal connections, friendships, and the uncertainty that often accompanies romantic feelings. Every conversation, every group activity, and every shared moment has the potential to strengthen a bond or reveal hidden emotions that no one expected. That balance between romance and emotional honesty is what keeps viewers coming back week after week. Within this evolving social dynamic, Krista, Sammy, and Steph gradually became three of the most closely watched participants. Each brought a different personality to the experience. Krista often appeared thoughtful and willing to address difficult topics directly rather than allowing misunderstandings to grow. Sammy's interactions sometimes seemed warm and playful, but they also left room for interpretation, making it difficult for both the other cast members and viewers to fully understand what he was feeling. Steph, meanwhile, naturally became part of the conversation because of the connection many people believed was developing between her and Sammy. Whether those feelings were mutual or simply perceived by others became one of the season's most intriguing questions. As the episodes unfolded, audiences noticed numerous small interactions that fueled speculation. There were moments of extended eye contact, comfortable conversations, supportive gestures, and subtle reactions whenever the three found themselves in the same setting. None of these moments alone confirmed anything about Sammy's feelings, but together they created a narrative that encouraged viewers to wonder whether there was something deeper beneath the surface. Reality television often thrives on these quieter emotional signals because they allow audiences to interpret situations for themselves before any cast member openly explains what's happening. Friendships also complicated the situation in an interesting way. Rather than existing as isolated couples, everyone on the show spent significant time together in group settings. Conversations overlapped, friendships developed alongside romantic interests, and people naturally became invested in one another's experiences. That environment meant personal decisions rarely affected just two individuals. If someone developed feelings or changed their mind, the emotional impact could spread throughout the group. As a result, even seemingly private questions often became important to everyone involved. Several earlier scenes hinted that unresolved feelings might eventually need to be addressed. Some viewers noticed occasions where conversations ended without clear answers, or where body language appeared more revealing than spoken words. Others pointed to moments when cast members seemed hesitant to express exactly what they were thinking. Whether these observations reflected genuine romantic uncertainty or simply the pressure of being filmed remained open to interpretation, but they contributed to growing anticipation that an honest discussion would eventually take place. That uncertainty is exactly what made this storyline so engaging for audiences. Reality television fans often enjoy trying to read between the lines, comparing what participants say with how they behave. Every episode encouraged viewers to analyze facial expressions, reactions, and interactions, leading countless discussions online about where Sammy's heart truly was. Instead of receiving immediate answers, audiences watched the story unfold gradually, making every new conversation feel increasingly significant. Krista's role became especially important because she represented something many viewers appreciate in relationship-focused reality shows: direct communication. Rather than relying on assumptions or allowing rumors to continue circulating, she appeared prepared to ask questions openly. In real-life relationships, misunderstandings often grow when people avoid uncomfortable conversations. By choosing to address the issue directly, Krista demonstrated the value of honesty, even when the answers might be difficult to hear. Whether the outcome would strengthen friendships or create tension, open communication offered everyone the chance to better understand each other's perspectives. This also highlights a broader truth about reality television. While dramatic moments often receive the most attention, many of the most memorable scenes involve people simply sitting down and talking honestly about their emotions. Genuine conversations can reveal vulnerability, clear up misconceptions, and reshape relationships in ways that no dramatic twist ever could. They remind viewers that beneath the cameras and edited episodes are real people trying to navigate complicated emotions. At the same time, it's important to remember that viewers only see a carefully edited version of events. Producers often arrange scenes to maximize suspense, placing meaningful glances, unfinished conversations, and emotional reactions in ways that build anticipation for upcoming episodes. A discussion teased throughout multiple previews may have occurred over a much longer period than it appears on screen. This editing style doesn't necessarily change what happened, but it can influence how audiences interpret the timing and significance of particular moments. By the time Krista finally prepared to confront Sammy about his feelings for Steph, viewers had already spent weeks piecing together clues, debating possibilities, and wondering whether their own interpretations were correct. The stage had been carefully set through developing friendships, subtle emotional moments, thoughtful editing, and growing curiosity. All of those elements combined to make this conversation feel like more than just another reality television scene. It became the moment many fans believed could finally provide the clarity they had been waiting for. As the episode moves into one of its most anticipated moments, Krista decides it's time to address the questions that have been lingering beneath the surface. Rather than allowing assumptions to continue shaping everyone's opinions, she chooses to have a direct conversation with Sammy. Her approach is calm and measured, focusing on understanding his perspective instead of creating unnecessary conflict. That choice immediately changes the tone of the discussion, making it feel more like an honest attempt to gain clarity than an argument. Krista's willingness to ask difficult questions demonstrates how important communication can be in relationships, especially in an environment where emotions are already heightened. Throughout the season, viewers had watched interactions that sparked speculation, but speculation and reality are not always the same. By speaking openly with Sammy, Krista attempts to replace uncertainty with straightforward answers. Sammy's initial reaction suggests that he understands the importance of the conversation. Rather than rushing into a lengthy explanation, he appears to take a moment to process what Krista is asking. Conversations about personal feelings are rarely easy, particularly when cameras are present, and every word may later be analyzed by viewers. His measured responses reflect the pressure of trying to express complicated emotions while knowing they could affect multiple relationships. Krista asks questions designed to clarify what Sammy is actually feeling instead of relying on rumors or assumptions. She seeks to understand whether his actions reflected genuine romantic interest, simple friendship, or something that was still evolving. Importantly, the discussion centers on what Sammy himself believes rather than what other people have concluded. This distinction helps keep the conversation grounded in what is actually being said instead of drifting into speculation. As Sammy explains his perspective, he acknowledges that relationships can be more complicated than they appear from the outside. Feelings do not always develop in a straight line, and reality television often captures only selected moments from much longer interactions. His explanation offers context for his behavior without necessarily providing a simple or definitive answer to every question viewers may have had. The conversation leaves room for nuance, rather than presenting everything as completely resolved. Steph's role remains significant even when she is not the primary speaker in the exchange. Because the discussion concerns feelings that may affect her, her presence in the broader situation is impossible to ignore. At the same time, it is important not to assume her thoughts or emotions beyond what the episode clearly shows. The conversation focuses primarily on Sammy explaining his own perspective, while acknowledging that another person's feelings are also part of the situation. One of the most noticeable aspects of the scene is the emotion communicated through expressions, pauses, and tone of voice. Reality television often highlights dramatic dialogue, but quieter moments can reveal just as much. Small hesitations, thoughtful pauses, and careful wording suggest that everyone involved recognizes the importance of speaking honestly, while also trying to avoid causing unnecessary hurt. Those subtle moments often resonate more strongly than louder confrontations. Body language also contributes to the atmosphere of the conversation. Eye contact, attentive listening, and measured responses all help communicate respect between the participants. While viewers may interpret individual gestures differently, the episode clearly shows an effort to engage in a serious discussion rather than escalating into hostility. This reinforces the idea that meaningful communication often depends as much on listening as on speaking. The exchange also illustrates why honest conversations can be so challenging. Admitting uncertainty, discussing emotions, or clarifying intentions requires vulnerability. In a reality television setting, those conversations become even more difficult because participants know their words will be viewed and discussed by a large audience. That additional pressure can make even simple questions feel much more significant. Ultimately, Krista's conversation with Sammy stands out because it emphasizes communication over assumption. Instead of allowing unanswered questions to continue shaping the relationships involved, she seeks direct answers in a respectful way. While the discussion may not resolve every uncertainty for viewers, it provides valuable insight into how the participants choose to navigate complicated emotions. Most importantly, the episode encourages audiences to focus on what was actually shown and said, rather than drawing conclusions that go beyond the available evidence. As soon as the exclusive clip was released, it quickly became one of the most talked about moments among viewers following the series. Fans had been watching the interactions between Krista, Sammy, and Steph for some time, so seeing the situation addressed openly felt like a significant turning point. Instead of relying on hints or assumptions, the conversation placed the emotions and questions directly on the table, giving audiences plenty to discuss. One reason the clip attracted so much attention is that it allowed viewers to interpret the conversation in different ways. Some people believed Sammy was genuinely trying to explain complicated feelings that he had struggled to express. Others felt he appeared uncertain or hesitant, leaving room for multiple interpretations about what he truly wanted. Because the discussion was emotionally nuanced rather than straightforward, fans naturally reached different conclusions while watching the same exchange. Many viewers praised Krista for choosing to address the situation directly instead of allowing uncertainty to continue. Throughout reality television, difficult conversations are often delayed, creating misunderstandings that grow larger over time. Krista's willingness to ask clear questions demonstrated a desire for honesty and clarity, even if the answers might be uncomfortable. Supporters admired her calm approach and appreciated that she focused on understanding the situation rather than escalating the conflict. Sammy's responses also generated considerable discussion among fans. Some viewers interpreted his explanations as sincere attempts to communicate emotions that were difficult to put into words. Others felt that his uncertainty left important questions unanswered. Because emotions can be complicated, especially in relationships developing under the constant presence of cameras, audiences recognized that expressing feelings is rarely simple. Rather than reaching one universal conclusion, viewers continued debating what Sammy's words and body language suggested. Steph also received a great deal of sympathy from many fans following the release of the clip. Even though she was not the primary focus of every moment in the conversation, viewers understood that any discussion involving relationships can affect everyone connected to the situation. Many people acknowledged that navigating friendships and potential romantic feelings simultaneously can be emotionally challenging, particularly when those experiences unfold in front of a television audience. This reaction also highlights something that frequently happens with reality television. Audiences often analyze every glance, pause, smile, or moment of silence in an effort to understand what someone may be thinking. Small gestures can quickly become major discussion topics online, with fans creating detailed theories based on only a few seconds of footage. While these conversations can be entertaining, they also demonstrate how easily viewers can read additional meaning into moments that may simply reflect natural human emotion. That is why it remains important to separate what is actually shown on screen from speculation shared online. The exclusive clip provides viewers with a genuine conversation between Krista and Sammy, but it does not confirm every theory circulating across social media. Comments, predictions, and fan interpretations can certainly encourage interesting discussion, yet they should not be treated as established facts unless supported by events shown in the series or confirmed through official updates. Ultimately, communication continues to be one of the defining themes throughout Little Singles. Whether relationships grow stronger, friendships evolve, or misunderstandings are resolved, many of the most memorable moments happen when participants choose honesty over avoidance. The conversation between Krista and Sammy reinforces that open communication, although sometimes uncomfortable, often creates opportunities for greater understanding among everyone involved. Looking back at the exclusive clip, several moments stand out as particularly meaningful. Krista approached the conversation with direct but respectful questions, giving Sammy an opportunity to explain his perspective rather than relying on assumptions. Sammy responded by sharing his thoughts and emotions as honestly as he could, even when those feelings appeared difficult to articulate. Throughout the exchange, viewers were able to observe genuine emotion, thoughtful pauses, and the challenges that often accompany conversations about relationships. The discussion also reminded audiences that reality television is most compelling when it captures authentic human experiences. Honest conversations can be uncomfortable, but they often provide clarity that benefits everyone involved. Instead of allowing uncertainty to continue indefinitely, addressing concerns openly gives people a chance to better understand one another, regardless of the outcome. At the same time, it is important to remember that the exclusive clip represents only the events shown on screen. Fans will naturally continue discussing possible future developments and sharing their own interpretations, but those ideas remain speculation unless they are supported by future episodes or official updates. Separating confirmed events from online theories allows viewers to appreciate the story as it unfolds without drawing conclusions that have not been established. Whether this conversation ultimately changes the relationships between Krista, Sammy, and Steph will become clearer as the series continues. For now, what viewers can reasonably take away is the value of honesty, respectful communication, and the willingness to ask difficult questions when emotions become complicated. Those qualities not only help relationships move forward, but also create some of the most memorable and relatable moments in reality television. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.